Hello everyone. I come from northern part of Kenya, and what really inspires me is girls' well-being and child protection. I am from a pastoral community, from a very humble family of 8, with a disabled father who struggled every moment of his life for my siblings and I, and a mother who gave birth to me just at 16 years. Like so many other pastoral women, my mom was married as a child. So you can imagine all our struggles as she raised us up. I got engaged at a very young age. I was not guaranteed of finishing school. But when primary school education was made free in Kenya, my dad gave me the opportunity to learn up to grade 8 because his main challenges were resources. Years later, I performed well, became the best girl, got scholarships, and proceeded up to university level. That made me excel in life. I struggled a lot with my education. I walked miles to school, sometimes barefoot, sometimes hungry. I lacked mentorship and I lacked support. I had a lot of struggles with my menstrual hygiene or menstruation. I came to know of sanitary material when I joined high school. Before then, my friends and I used to manage with anything, from pieces of clothes to papers to sitting on hot desert sand. We finished up mattresses in our houses. I remember one day a lady complaining in their group of unseen rats that were finishing up mattresses. Little did she know that we were the unseen rats just seated beside her. The most a girl could have by then was just one underwear. To this date, you will find girls seated on sand. Thousands of girls missing out on schools due to lack of sanitary materials. I went through female genital mutilation that I really hate and despise with all my heart. But unfortunately, I took part in circumcising a young girl. I was just 16 at home for my holiday when an elderly woman called me to hold down a granddaughter that was being circumcised. I did that, and that day I saw everything. The pain, the cutting, the bleeding, the screams. The cutting did not go well the first time. We had to repeat it the second time. Everything was finished up. I became so much guilty and motivated to just stand up and say no to female genital mutilation and write my own experiences and what I went through because of the procedure. My story motivated me to work for adolescent girls. Today, millions of girls are out of school. Most of them adolescent mothers, some divorced and even widowed. I currently work with more than 1,500 adolescent girls in northern part of Kenya. All of them out of school. You'll find a 16-year-old girl with 2 children. You'll find a 14-year-old girl with a child but divorced, like my friend Sarah, who is currently enrolled in our project called the Girl Project, and is currently doing tailoring just to enhance her skills. I'm here because of education. I'm here because a disabled father, despite his abject poverty, despite all the cultural issues, stood by me and encouraged me to just continue with my education. That's why I would like to request you all to stand up for girls' education, to stand up for girls and women. I would like you to remember that girl who is walking miles to school, hungry and without shoes, just for education. I would like you to remember that girl who is sitting on a sand or missing out on classes due to menstrual hygiene, due to lack of sanitary materials. I'd like you to remember that girl who is going through the worst kind of human rights violation called female genital mutilation today. And I'd like you to remember that girl who is struggling up with raising a child while she's just a young girl married to an old man today. And I'd like you to remember this lady standing before you, telling you a story, not for fun, but just to tell you what vulnerable girls really go through to just change lives. A society, it is women. All of us, I'm sure, are here because of women. Whatever we feed our girls is what we get at the end of it all. So please, give girls opportunity to learn, because Once a girl is educated, the whole community changes. As you go back today, stand up by a girl, even if it's just one girl. Because one thing I always believe is that even a drop in an ocean will finally bring out that change. Thank you so much.